Are you drowning in direct messages across Instagram, Messenger, and WhatsApp? What if you could provide an instant intelligent responses on every platform 24/7 without lifting a finger? That's the exact problem we are solving today. We'll start by building an AI agent specifically for WhatsApp, designed to automatically manage conversation and respond to your customers. Once the WhatsApp agent is up and running, we'll expand into a more generic solution that also handles Messenger and Instagram. Using N8N for automation and ChatGPT as the intelligent brain, this assistant will ensure that you'll never miss an opportunity across any of your social media. So the first thing that we need to do is go to the developer facebook.com, either register or login, go to my apps, create an app, give an app a name, and then supply the contact email address. Click next. For the use cases, I'm just going to select other, business, and then hit create an app. Type in your password. So first we're going to start with WhatsApp. Click setup, continue. And from this page, I'm going to go to the API setup in the bottom left corner. Add your phone number here. And then I'm going to generate access token. So once this is generated, we can send a test message using this API here. Just click send message. And if we can see the message in our WhatsApp, we can start configuration of the webhook. So the webhook requires this callback URL, which we can take from N8N. So here I've got a brand new workflow. Click on the webhook, copy the webhook URL, paste it here, supply the verify token, however this isn't required. Listen for the test event, verify, and this will not verify at the moment, however we do have the request. And we can make use of this request, specifically the hook challenge, to respond to the webhook and get verified. So here I'm just going to change respond using the webhook. I'm going to add respond to webhook, respond with text, drag the hook challenge, execute, click execute workflow, verify and save, and now we have successfully verified. So the last thing that we need to do here is scroll down and subscribe to the messages so that we can receive WhatsApp messages. So now we can go back and start building our workflow. Just gonna disconnect this node, and this is our entry point. Just gonna rename it to WhatsApp. From here, I'm just gonna add a code node, code in JavaScript, and I'm gonna paste the code here. And what this is gonna do is gonna extract from a message and send them back in this JSON format, where we have the session ID from, which is the phone number, the body of the message ID, timestamp, profile name, and WhatsApp ID. I mean, you don't need to return all of them. It really depends on what you're trying to do. Now go back to the canvas, go inside the WhatsApp node, change the HTTP method to post because we're going to be expecting a message, and then respond immediately, listen for a test event, and now I'm just going to send the message inside WhatsApp. So we have received the message, and it matches exactly what we have sent inside the WhatsApp. We expand the text, we can see hi. I'm going to pin this message, go back to the canvas. Inside the code, I'm going to execute steps. And you can see that once the message is processed, we have all the information that we require. I'm just going to rename this step to extract message. And I'm also going to pin this message. So next, I'm going to add AI agent node. And this agent node will use this specific format. So it's going to be taking the text, which is the body of the message, as well as the from, which is the phone number. For the chat model, I'm going to add OpenAI. For the language model, I'm just going to specify GPT-5 mini, which is more than enough for what we're trying to do here. And for the credentials, I had to generate the API key on platform.openai.com and then paste the value inside this credential account. For the memory, I'm going to use Postgres chat memory, and we are going to use the session ID from this message, which is the phone number. And for the context window, which is the chat history, I'm going to use 10. So that means our AI agent will be able to remember 10 messages. So let's go back to the AI agent and try to execute this step. And as we can see, the output isn't quite what we're looking for. I was hoping to get this in a JSON format. So I'm just going to require specific output. And then I'm going to connect an output parser, structured output parser. And then I'm just going to specify the format that I'm expecting the response. Text is response body, from is message. So go back to the canvas. We can see this now connected. We're going to execute this step again. So now we have the response in a readable format with the output as a top level object and text and from inside. I'm going to pin this data again. So now that we have the response back, it's time to send this response back to the WhatsApp. The method will be post because we're going to be sending information, and then the URL is this here, http://graph.facebook.com version of the API, followed by this phone number ID, which is this phone number here, /messages. Post here, paste the URL, and then for the authentication, we need to select generic credential type, and then this token here, again, is generated from here, so we can generate the access token. Click reconnect on that screen, copy the access token, go back to N8N, paste it here, hit save, go back, and then we also want to send body because it's a post request. I'm just going to select raw. For the content type, we want to say application/JSON, and for the body, I'm just going to paste this JSON message, and I'm also going to spend a bit of time trying to format it properly. You don't really need to do that if you understand what's going on, but for the purpose of this example, I'm just going to do it quickly. So as you can see, we have successfully posted the message, and if we check WhatsApp, we can see the response in there as well. And the final thing that I'm going to mention is this authentication token here that we have generated from this page here. So this token is only valid for up to 24 hours. So at some point, once you finish testing, you want to go to the configuration, scroll down, and create a permanent access token. So that means you don't need to regenerate it every 24 hours. Our next step will be to expand this system into a unified multi-platform agent. This enhanced version will seamlessly handle messages from Messenger and Instagram as well, bringing all your customer interactions into a single intelligent workflow that saves time and boosts engagement across every channel. So in order to test this new workflow, we need to go back to the dashboard, scroll down to the products, Messenger, and click Setup. Scroll down and click Connect Facebook page, click Continue, and I have created this AI Assistant test page that I'm going to use to test this integration. Select it, click Continue, and as we can see, the page has been added. But before we can add subscriptions and receive messages, first we need to configure this webhook. Let's go back to the N8N, disconnect this, change the HTTP method to GET, respond using the webhook, copy the URL, paste it here, specify the verify token, listen for a test event, verify. We've got the request back. Just going to verify the request. It works as expected because we again looking for this hook challenge. Go back, execute the workflow, verify and save. And I think we are successfully subscribed. Well, all we need to do is just refresh the page. So yeah, we have the subscription in place. So then on this page, we can add the subscription to messages, hit confirm, and now the Facebook page will be able to receive messages. So inside N8N, I'm just going to disconnect this node. I'm going to connect it to here, change the method to post again, and to respond immediately, listen for test event, go to the Facebook page, type in hello, and as we can see, we have received the message with the text hello. So I'm going to pin it, go back to the canvas, and then we're going to have to modify this step so we can process not only WhatsApp messages, but also Facebook and Messenger. So I'm going to paste this code here. And as you can see, we now have if and else logic, where first we're going to be processing messages from WhatsApp, from Messenger, as well as the Instagram. I'm going to unpin the old response. I'm going to try and execute this one. And as you can see, the channel is Messenger in this case. From text with just the body, the session ID that has the Messenger as the placeholder rather than WhatsApp, as well as the ID and timestamp. I'm going to pin that message here, go back to the canvas. Oh, actually, I'm going to rename this step now from extract to normalize, as well as this. I'm going to call this social media request. So then inside the AI agent, we're going to have to upgrade this as well to include the channel, so we can understand where the message is coming from. But at the same time, this agent will be fairly generic and it will be able to process any message type. And before we can actually execute this, we're going to have to add the JSON schema here as well. So now let's try and execute this. So as we can see in the output, we've got the channel of Messenger, the message, as well as where is it coming from. This normalization layer standardizes messages from multiple sources into a common format. This step makes the agent platform agnostic, enabling it to process and respond to all the incoming messages, regardless of their origin, in a consistent and a very efficient way. So next we're going to have to add a switch statement that will allow us to direct request based on the channel. And there's also going to be one for the Instagram. Execute step. And we can see 3 different outputs, which matches the message that we got here on the left. To send the response back, we're going to have to create another HTTP request. So I'm just going to duplicate that, change the URL for the Facebook one. The post is the same, credential type is the same, although we're going to have to create a new credential here. And in order to do that, we need to generate an access token. Click on the generate token next to the page that we have connected. Copy the token, go back to the N8N, paste it here. I'm just going to rename it, hit save, go back. And then before changing the response body, I'm just going to go back, connect it here, scroll down, paste it here. Just going to drag from here, and then response, drag the text, click execute steps, and if we take a look back at the Facebook page, we've got the response. Go back, I'm just going to rename this. So now the last one to do is the Instagram. So inside our Meta app dashboard, go to the webhooks, select Instagram, inside N8N. I'm going to disconnect this node again, change to get, respond with webhook, copy the URL, unpin this, listen for test event, paste here, and we are connected. Just gonna subscribe to the messages, go to the Messenger, Instagram settings, add or remove pages. I'm just gonna reconnect because I have added this page previously, but this is the same page I have created for the Facebook. And here we have the callback URL with the verify token. Go back to the N8N, reconnect to the main flow, post, immediately listen for a test event, and then message my business account. So we have the response back, unpin this, execute. So we can see the message, where is it from, the message body, the session ID with the Instagram placeholder at the start, as well as the channel Instagram. So we go back to the agent, execute steps. Everything looks good. Go back, go to the switch statement, and now we're hitting the Instagram node. So all we have left to do is respond back. So I'm just going to duplicate this HTTP request, connect it to here, going into HTTP node, just going to rename it to Instagram, and then we're also going to have to create another token here. I'm going to create a new one specifically for Instagram. Just need to generate token for that page, copy, paste it here, hit save, go back, and then execute steps. And then if we take a look back at our Instagram DM page, we have got the response from the chatbot. This system can be extended with powerful use cases that go beyond the simple messaging handling. For example, we could add a calendar that would allow the agent to schedule and manage appointments directly within the chat, while maybe asking pre-qualifying questions could help filter out leads based on a specific criteria before passing them on to a human. Additional use cases could include order tracking and status updates, automated FAQs, personalized product recommendation, and even integration with CRM systems for complete customer lifecycle management. These improvements will turn the agent into a truly end-to-end assistant capable of handling complex workflows across communication, scheduling, and sales. So first, in order to download the ngrok, go to ngrok.com/download. And here on the left you have different operating systems where you can download ngrok. You can do it on Windows, Mac, Docker, Linux, Raspberry Pi. I highly recommend doing it for Docker or Docker for desktop. And this is what I'm using in this video because all of my N8N installation runs locally inside Docker. So all you have to do is just pull another image into your Docker Compose file. Next, you want to create an account if you don't already have one. I'm just going to sign up with Google, select my company email address, continue, create an account, and here you can enable multi-factor authentication, but I'm going to skip it for now. On this screen, you just select your role and select why you're using it. And then on the left side, we have the authentication token. And this token is actually very important if you want to have the same URL between the sessions. So you have to copy it and attach it onto your startup. So then every time you restart ngrok, it will use the same URL. So here is the Docker Compose file that I'm using for my local N8N environment. We've got the Postgres container with the database settings. We've got the N8N container that has the database settings and other environment variables. Both of these containers have got their own volumes to keep the data persistent between the sessions. And then I have added this ngrok container that will expose my local URL into a public URL. And then I have pasted this ngrok authentication token so the URL doesn't change between the session. So in order to get this stack running locally, inside the location where the Docker Compose lives, all I have to do is type in docker compose up/d, and all 3 containers have been started on a default Docker network. So then if you have a Docker for desktop, you can look at the images and containers, and you can see that the images have been downloaded and that the containers are running. To check the exposed public URL, all you have to do is go to this localhost URL, and here you can see the list of all the URLs that have been exposed. So now that you know the URL, you want to go back to the Docker Compose file and replace the webhook URL with the URL you have seen inside the localhost. Finally, we need to restart the environment for this change to take effect. So all we have to do is type in docker compose down, followed by docker compose up. With this N8N workflow, we've successfully built a unified AI-powered messaging agent capable of handling customer conversations across WhatsApp, Messenger, and Instagram, all through a single automation pipeline. Starting from scratch, we've created a normalization layer that standardizes messages from different platforms into a consistent format, allowing the AI agent to remain platform agnostic and process all the incoming messages in the same way. If you found this project helpful, don't forget to like, share, or comment. Thanks for watching, and until the next time.